and I decided to make up a couple of builders here for my next round of grafting. Since one of my cells emerged in my builder last time around, so there's a lot more bees than there's comb in this one. They're all hanging off the lid. I had a 10 frame builder last time. That worked fine. And this time I'm going to try out 6 frame builders and just do a few less cells in each one. That's what I'm doing. I'm adding some seconds to some of these little guys that didn't get seconds yet. They're kind of the dinks that came out of winter, and I'm basically using those as mating nukes for some of my cells. They've got enough of a colony to accept a cell and mated queen, so they should be ready to go in about 3 more days is my date to check those for laying. Hopefully we'll watch them start to build and they'll get big enough for winter with the new queen. I'll let these builders sit in my building for a couple days so that the bees stay with the hive. Then I'll graft in a couple more days, and a few days after that I need to stock my mating nukes. Happy Canada Day. Have fun. That cell looks like it emerged normally. There's a queen. She doesn't look mating either. I don't know if I'm supposed to mark virgins. I just like to mark them when I see them. And you see them again. There she is. Boy, those virgins, they sure move fast. I don't know if she's a virgin, but she's not very big. She might be. She's crazy. She's a wild one. Go down, go down. It's faint, but I do hear a very light roar. They don't roar very loud when they're small. They're foraging. They've got nectar coming in. But that's it. See no sign of the queen. She might be in there, but I didn't see her if she is. And I saw no indication that she's laying if she is there. Yeah, nice little nectar flow coming. Oh, that's so heavy. No sign of laying yet. Today is July 7th, 2020. I'm getting on a bit late here, I think, for grafting, but we're going to try another round. As you may remember, I had a queen cell emerge into my last builder of my last round of grafting. So that kind of took care of that builder. It's sitting over there as a mating nuke now, a very strong mating nuke. I guess I could have pulled resources from that, bees, etc. However, you know, finding a virgin in amongst all those bees might be a challenge. So I just opted to make another builder. And in fact, I made 2. So I'm just going to try this model and see how that works for me. So you can see the one on the left here. Looks like I've got lots of bees in that one. The one on the right I think is stocked pretty good too. So I had made these up here in my home yard and taken them to my out yard for a few days just to let them settle in there, and then brought them back so that they would stay in these boxes over here at the end of the apiary. I had tried my shed idea, which works great. Put them in the shed, it's cool in there, block the entrance, leave them for a couple nights, and then they'll reorient back here in the apiary just fine. However, 2 things. These are used boxes, they're old, they're leaky, so I opened my shed door after the first night and it was full of bees. So then I just decided, well, I'll move them away. Second thing is, they weren't as strong as they should have been. So when I was at the out yard, I shook a few more bees into them before I brought them back here. And I'm going to take a page out of Ian's book. And I should also say that it's Carrie's book. I'm going to add a box below these, just a box of foundation. I've been having trouble with the bees building comb between the cells. it hasn't really caused me that much grief. I was surprised how easy it was to separate those. However, it would be nice if they didn't do that. So I'm going to add a box below these with 6 frames of foundation in there. And you'll probably see me get stung a lot trying to do that. And then I'm going to do a graft. You notice I'm wearing my glasses today. These aren't sunglasses. They're prescription glasses that go dark in the sunlight. I'm very nearsighted, and I wear contacts most of the time. However, with the contacts, because I'm 54 years old, I can't focus real close, and I find even with magnification it's more difficult to see the larva. However, without any correction, I can focus extremely close to my eye, and that's how I can see those tiny larvae, get them on that grafting tool, set them in the cup. So with the contacts, it's a little harder to take those out just as you go. With the glasses, that's easy. I can just take my glasses off when I graft. So I just wear my glasses the day I graft. Can't lift that one on the front, can I? Oh, he's gonna mash a bee or two. I brought in some little mini frames. My last round of queens, they're laying. Some of them are nice, nice black Kona genetics. So I thought, I'm gonna pull some of those. And they've got some nice young larvae now. And I'll pull some little Kona daughters and see what we can do. You're definitely tiny. That's weird. The tip of the grafting tool collapsed, but I still got it. When I first started this, I found that it was very difficult for me to get the larva onto the tool. This tool is kind of screwy anyway. And I learned that what I was doing wrong was I was choosing larvae that were too old. This tool is, it's kind of nice and soft on the end, but it's too soft. And in order to focus that close, I need to close one eye, so then depth perception is off. Tricky. It's not hard, but it's tricky, and I don't think there's any way anybody can really teach you how to do it. I've had a couple people here and they try for a minute and they just say that's too hard and they give up. What I was saying about I found it difficult at the beginning. I was choosing larvae that were too old. And the youngest larvae float on the jelly, and the older ones don't. And I was having a hard time getting the grafting tool under them. So the older ones, if you're having a hard time getting the larva onto the tool, it's probably too old. Yeah, I was warned about grafting out of a brand new snow white comb. I want to try it like this. This side is a bit older. There's one that's pretty young. Pretty young, I think it hatched about an hour ago. It's so small. Mel Disselcone says if you're looking for larvae, if you can't see them, they're perfect. And there's 2 larvae in one cell. I see a number of cells with more than 1 egg, and that's typical of a new queen. They'll do that. I've never seen, of course I don't really look for it, but I've never seen 2 larvae in one cell before. Not looking that close though usually. Jeez, my right eye, I'm right-eyed. There's a little test you can do. to figure out if you're right-eyed or left-eyed. And I'm right-eyed. Right-eye dominant. Close my left eye instead. I'm not going to take time to explain that test to you. It's pretty easy, but boy, if these don't take, they're pretty small. My goodness, they're small. They're just like a little hair in there. They are so small. This one is just tiny. Yeah, so I found the smaller they are, the easier they are to pick up, really. Because the tool goes right down under them because they're floating up on the jelly. And the bigger ones kind of sit on the bottom through the jelly. They don't float as well. This one's a little bigger, but we'll see. We'll grab it. There's lots of jelly in these cells. It's nice. This little mating nuke, they're doing their job. A little harder to grab that one because it's a little bigger. It's maybe too big. Yeah, this works well. I can see I got the light at my back here. And I don't have to hold that light. Can't flip them over either. They have sphericals on the top where they breathe. If you flip them over, they drown. The royal jelly that they're in is sticky. Kind of holds on to the tiny larva. You just have to get that little tool under it, and then it'll stick to the little tool. Oh, you know what I did? That last deposit, I put the larvae in the wrong cell. I got 2 of them in there now. Gotta try and remember where you're at. Look at that, I picked it up again. Okay, I got one more for that bar. We get one more out of this little frame. It's a tiny frame to graft from. There might be one right here. Okay. So today is a very warm day. I'm not in the sun, but one of the principles is to be sure the larvae don't dry. So we'll cover that just like that. Most of the trick seems to be getting used to using the particular grafting tool that you have in your hand. Oh man, that's small. These hatched this morning, I'm sure. In which case I'm going to try another one. That little feather on the end is they're not all the same. I don't know that they're not working properly or not working, broken or anything, but they're just, the little feather is kind of material that's not always the same. The little frame is nice to handle for this. You can just move it around, hold it with one hand. I marked a queen. I was marking my new queens and my mating nukes, and I marked this queen, and I was sure she flew away. I was talking to Ian last night, and he said that they wait from 18 to 22 days after emergence.
Oh yeah,
that's a long time. So these are the builders. Got my grafting frame here, and I'm going to try to do this tough guy style.
Oh, here, do you want me to smoke?
Well, not yet. I like to have that on hand. I'm going to push these over, and we're going to slide that grafting frame right down in there. And then we're going to say goodnight for the next, well, I'll check them in a couple days. It's nice to have a number, so then you can, because that number translates into how many mating nukes you need to have ready. It's the 16th of July today, 2020. The apiary's pretty quiet. It's a beautiful day. So I put off this little job too long. What I'm doing is checking these hives. There's a few here that are singles still. There's a couple over here that are singles, and a bunch you can't see. And so I'm checking them for laying queens, because I had either performed OTS on those colonies earlier a month ago, or I had put a grafted queen cell in those colonies to requeen. There's a new mated queen in here, so I'm not looking for much in particular in this one. I just want to know if maybe I should put a second box on them. There's nectar through here, there's honey here, nectar throughout here, and then there's a line between here and the capped brood. So what you can't see is there's a little bit of pollen, but there's eggs and larvae all through here. And the queen on the other side. And we will catch us a queen. And you can see the queen when she crawls up inside there. You've probably seen this done a few times before. My one-handed queen catcher. Started to catch these queens with the one-handed queen catcher when I want to put them in a JZBZ cage. Works pretty good. Just open the door a little bit and they'll crawl right up into the cage. Oh, I got a fainter. Yeah, she's good. See, this side they haven't touched at all. I'm gonna get this over here. It's a good time to do this when the queen's not in the hive. Stretch out the nest a little. Get her kick started. I want them to grow so they can winter. So brood there. Yeah, I think I see eggs. Yeah, there's eggs there and honey there. Okay, so leave that green frame there and put these two on the outside. Starting to roar a little bit, as they'll do. Looks like her paint job is drying. Maybe she's in a hurry to get out of there. She's not very big. Kind of skinny. So it was July 4th was my day to check these cells. These are grafted cells, and I did, and I didn't like what I saw, so I left them alone. It's the 16th today, and so far I like what I see, but I don't expect 100%. And if I don't get 100%, it's kind of long time. Could have laying workers or something. Even a queenless colony, they'll they'll keep bringing honey and keep bringing nectar and making honey. I see no indication of a laying queen. Okay, so in such a case, there are good resources here. There's honey, there's a little bit of pollen, pretty good population of bees. You know, if you look at it from the standpoint of a nuke or a split, for example. So they're actually an excellent candidate for a mated queen. And since I've been grafting my own queens, I actually have a mated queen that I can put in here. So this is one of my 2020 grafted queens, and I've marked her already. I have queen candy in the end. Let's see how they react to her. I can hear that roar subside just a little immediately. Look at that, they love her. They love her. Mama's home. They're not biting and stinging the cage. Okay, so I'll put her in between these frames, right in here. And they can feed her and take care of her through the cage for the next couple days until they eat through that candy. And then they'll be a laying queen. Seems pretty quiet. Oh, so some of these, like this might be an improvement, because some of these were extremely weak. Came out of winter with, 2-3 frames of bees and never built up much more than that for the longest time. So cap brood, open larva. So that's a good sign. And a big yellow queen. She actually is not that big. A lot of my queens are not very big. So that's a nice frame of brood for them. Looks like she's been laying a while. She's got that story frame laid up, and she's laid drones in it too, oddly enough. I see some eggs, I think, there. Gonna push those in. Pull some of these empties back out over here. Center that brood nest a little bit. Manipulate this too much with the colony that's not very strong. Do their best to get what they've got. It's nice when you get a little bit of cloud to just shade the sun every now and again. She always wants to go up. Queen always wants to go up. This one is a requeen. This is a new queen. I just want to make sure they have the space they need to grow. Looks like they're looking good. If they're all honey bound, they'll get a honey box. Lots of brood in there. Very well laid up. Looks like I might have a case of chalk brood. I don't know if I can show you this frame or not. These are fairly normal looking larvae here, but in these cells the larva definitely does not look normal. It's shrunken. It's not nice and white. It's dried. I don't put up with any kind of illness in my apiary, so this will get shaken out and probably burnt. The investment in this many frames is not worth enough to put up with any kind of illness in my apiary. It's too bad to lose the colony, but I don't know if the bees themselves are diseased, if they may carry something to other colonies, if it's carried by the queen. I don't know, but I ain't gonna find out the hard way, that's for sure. That'll get picked up as a unit, and it doesn't matter that I'm putting that in the wrong place because it's going out. I'll salvage the box, but that's it. Shake the bees out and burn the frames. Here's another requeen. Cell check July 4th. This was my oldest queen yet. This is a 2018 queen. We'll see what she's doing. Population doesn't look very good, does it? There's more than that doesn't look good in here. Something laying, but it's not a queen. Laying workers. See, it's been too long. See, they've done to my worker comb. They've laid it all up in drones. They even try to make queen cells out of drone eggs. So this is another shakeout. I'll just pick up this whole pallet. Take it away. I don't need to destroy the frames or anything. But there's no value here besides the few confused bees that are in it. I'm ready for a fantastic. This looks pretty good. Looks like it's right full. Might need a honey box. Just want to make sure they have a laying queen, and we'll give them some more space. Don't sting me in the leg. That's not good. Not seeing anything yet. Right. She just started laying. She got to start somewhere, so. Nope. No joy. They're not laying workers yet, so they probably would take a mated queen, which I have one ready to use. We can go and put her over here and see how they react. Okay, how do they react to her? Oh, they are on her. I think they are very happy to see her. They're not biting and stinging the cage. Okay. I think they will be happy to accept her as their own. I think they will appreciate a frame of brood too. They look happy to see her. They're not trying to sting, they're not biting. They'd be curled around with their butts down trying to sting if they didn't like her. Okay, ladies. Let's get her right in here. They can chew that candy out and have themselves a new mama in a couple of days. That's why you want to have some mated queens kicking around. Just like that. Here's a double. This brick was up like this, so there's something special going on here. This is also another check. July 4th check. But they're doing really well, so they got a honey box. Strange thing is, they also have a queen excluder. And I don't put a queen excluder on if they have a virgin, because a virgin could slip through there perhaps. Wily little things. That's a whole honey box for sure. Holy smokes. There's some larvae. And And there's cap brood on the next frame. So that's good news. What's on this one? Oh, what's on this one? A slab of brood, that's what's on this one. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think she's probably laying okay. This one will be a keeper. Got that laid up. She's got the end frame laid up. That is an okay queen when they have the end frame laid up. This brood nest starts here. Curious how far it goes. Any guesses? Look at that one. Capped all the way. Laid right out to the edge. Nice fat white larva. I don't see any eggs on the next frame. And this frame isn't even very drawn out very well. So, this starts into honey. Because this is the brood nest right here. Get that over there. Okay, I guess she's laying. That's all I need to know. It's nice to see her if I can mark her, etc. But it's not necessary. But they definitely need a honey box. So a honey box they will get. Because that one is chock full. I'm going to bottom super this one since I've got that box already off. That's 10 frames, so go 9 in there. I bought this nice stainless steel spacer this year. Works well. A lot of guys don't use spacer, but I like it. It doesn't take long. Okay. That big heavy honey box back on there. Holy smokes. Is it ever heavy? Oh. Wow. They're strong. They've got a second. They don't have a queen excluder. They sure make a lot of honey. Deep's of honey. Heavy things. Alright. So maybe the queen is downstairs, eh? If we're lucky. Oh, this is not a good sign. Oh, there's a big fat larva there. Hopefully they're not drones. Because I don't see eggs. I don't see any other. Oh, there's some more larvae there, but the pattern is very spotty. It looks like what you'd see from laying workers, but okay, this is a little more consistent. Yeah, okay, I see single eggs in the cell, so that's a healthy queen laying properly. So she's just getting rolling. She's been rolling for about a week now. Nothing capped. That means she's not been laying for 9 days. Wow. 7 days. It took her 20 days. 20 days from OTS to lay. Which is 13 days. Well, that's 7 days. 7 days after emergence. Nothing wrong with that. There's no excluder. She might be up in the second box. I gotta shake that. It's one of my colorful boxes. Had some boxes painted by a daycare class. It's for something different. Get some color in the apiary. They really enjoy it. I don't see any laying up here. There's definitely indications of emerged brood. I don't see any eggs or oh, there's larva. Now that I'm getting to the middle. But again, there's nothing capped, so she's not been laying very long. This is going to get another honey box too, and I'll bottom super it because that is actually good for production. We'll put the empty super on the bottom. I don't like doing it. It's a lot of work. But if I'm doing this anyway, that honey box is off. I'm going to put the new one on the bottom. Spacer. Kind of deceiving, you know. I'll come here later on and I'll think, oh, look, that's full of honey. I better give him another super. Meanwhile, the box under it is empty. The trouble when you don't have all your colonies consistent like that. This was my cell builders that got out of control. Had a virgin emerge in it. That story frame is full of honey and drone milk brood. I wish I could show you that. I'm sure you wouldn't see it. These cells. These big cells. You can see the white milky stuff in those. You can't even really see the larva. It's just a big puddle of royal jelly, which is nice to see. That much royal jelly indicates the colony is well fed. Now this was a cell builder, so guess what's in it? Lots of young bees. There's nothing in that frame. And guess what lots of young bees do? Make raw jelly. Okay, there's a little bit of there's eggs there. Alright. Looks like the little so-and-so ended up mating and taking over. Full of milk brood. There she is. I was even in here before because I marked her blue. Running around. Okay. I just didn't note that on the hive, that she was a marked queen. She probably wasn't laying is why I didn't mark it. But they've got work to do. They've hardly done anything in that second box. Yellow bees. Full of honey. So is this one. On this side anyway. Oh, it's heavy. Yellow bees. Much more yellow than most of my bees. Yeah, see, they're just packing this full. If there even is a queen, there's nowhere for her to lay because they've just backfilled the whole thing. Okay, there's something laying eggs in here. I hope it's a queen. She pushed her nest right over to the edge there. She laid that right up. I really feel like she should have more free space in here. They've backfilled it so badly. Okay, so I need to shake these off. These are essentially honey frames. Okay, also confident there is no queen on those. So I'll give this a wrap. Honey box on. So I've got 3 nice honey frames here for bait and some nice new ones to replace them. I made this one up this spring. It's actually for someone else. They wanted to start bees and I offered to start them a colony and make it through their first summer building up. This one's doing well. That one on that side is definitely behind. It will boost them up when it's time to go home. So there's honey in here. This is a double. There's not a queen excluder in here, so I'm interested to see if the queen is laying in the second. Lots of honey and brood here. Capped brood, open brood. Open brood all looks real healthy. It's always nice to see. It's tough working colonies in a honey flow. They get everything so jammed up with wax and nectar and honey. Can't even enter the hive without smashing bees. Oh yeah, that's all laid up, very young. I think I want to shake this down though. Oh yeah, you think she's doing okay? I think she's doing okay. That's a good queen right there. Nice homegrown 2020 queen. And this is all laid up end to end. Very nice. They might donate brood to the other hive that's behind because they have plenty. Maybe too much. Yeah, I think I'm going to shake these down and get her down in the bottom. Put a queen excluder on that. The day after tomorrow is the 1st of August. Days are getting a little shorter. Nights are getting a little cooler. Brood production is going to start to, it already has started to slow down. It's going to be slower noticeably anyway soon. And for my honey harvest, I have about a month left before honey harvest. So I need to get these shaken down so the top box emerges. That's a good queen. I hope I see her. If I see her, I don't have to do any shaking. It's not packed, but it's laid up. This side's laid up really nice. It's young though, there's none capped yet. These things on the sides, they just, when you push the frames together, they squash bees. So if I can, I like to take them away. There's lots of pollen on this frame, and it's laid up on this side. I think I've marked this queen, so she shouldn't be that hard to find. So I've got, what, 2 or 3 frames of brood there now. I think this one will donate some brood to the slower one. What happened was we made these splits, we made these little nukes and put some queen cells in, and the other one didn't mate right away, so I had to try again. So that makes up a good 3rd frame of brood. Here, I'd like to have 4, and so they just lost time. There she is. Big black queen with a blue dot. So that's good. Queenie's in the bottom. She's doing a good job. That queen came from my Kona line. I bred that queen off of Kona. I'll put that all back together. That's nice when you find her in the bottom box, and you don't have to go through the whole shakeout exercise. Put that box of honey on top. Okay, so here's the problem child. The one that's just behind. Hopefully we have a laying queen by now. It's funny, just like, I think it's just like anything, you know, the stuff that goes right just takes care of itself, and the stuff that doesn't just causes you way more work. Nobody knows that more than Ian right now. He had a bad day yesterday. Still keeps his chin up, you know. Good for him. Things worked out. Nobody died, nothing burnt down, but boy, it was close there for a minute, I gather. You go watch his latest video, but you don't know what I mean. Okay, so this is 4 over 5. So we've got 5 in the bottom here. And I have a love-hate with these 5s. They're very convenient, efficient. Bees do pretty good in them. I like the 6s better for how well the bees do. But I just hate that they're so tight. They are just so tight. There's no extra room at all. And when you got 5 frames, you got 20% chance that the queen is on the frame you're pulling. And it looks like in this case she's no damn good anyway, so who cares, right? No, I don't know. This is the outside frame. She may be fine. I think I put a mated queen in here. She should be laying. Gosh, this bloody nuke is empty. Well, there's milk brood there. So she's laying. Hasn't been laying more than a week though. By the look at that frame, I don't know. We'll take a look at the other two, or the last one anyway. The last one is full of honey. Yeah, it looks like she's been laying for a week. I really want to give her space. They're just filling everything with honey. There were two nukes side by side here, so I'll just put this divided box on them. And I'm going to put 5 more frames there. Since she's laying, I'm going to fortify this one with some brood. And that brood is going to come from right here. Since my queen is in the bottom, I know I'm not going to steal the queen. There was lots of brood in the bottom of this box, so I can have all the brood I want out of the top. If this doesn't kickstart them, I don't know what will. Again, a tight 5 framer. And I'm going to put a queen excluder on here. Honey, nectar squirting out. Give them 5 honey frames instead of 4. People say bees will go through queen excluder. Well, there's bees in here already. They're climbing right through there. Poor carpenter blames the tools. You know, I never did see the queen. I didn't shake her down. I'm assuming she's not up here, but who knows? I guess we'll find out, eh? Come back and I don't have any eggs in a few days. I don't think she's up here. There's nothing but honey up here. But it's crazy queens. Do it to you. I'm going to go one further. I'm going to make this a 4 frame super. Spaced out like you would 9 and 10. We'll put another box on that. Hope I'm not getting too big here for a colony that size. So there it is. 4 high. But it's a nuke on one side. It's got 5 brood, queen excluder, 4 honey, 4 honey. This is a swarm I captured a couple days ago. I only have 9 frames in the bottom, so I have to get in there and add one. And I might add a 3rd box because they're really quite a good population. Not too bad. But I'm interested to see. Swarms typically draw comb just like crazy. I put a lot of foundation and foundationless in this box. Look what they've done in a couple days. That was empty when I put it in there. This was drawn and they filled it with honey. Just going to shake them down in anticipation of putting a queen excluder in here. See, look, they haven't touched the foundation much, but these foundationless frames, they've jumped right on. I'm going to get 20 pounds of honey out of this swarm. So I'll move the whole hive over here. I'm going to change the box. I'll put an insulated box on here. These ladies have had a busy week. Ended up leaving home, hanging out in a tree. And you have some guy come and grab you and put you in a box, haul you away. So they've got a foundation here too. They've started building on that real fast, which is nice. Boy, these are all backfilled already. Holy. They went right to work. They wasted no time at all. I wonder if I need to pull some of these out. Shaking nectar. Lots of nectar. There's another foundation. They're drawing that fast. I just would love to see the queen. That'd be really nice. Likely to see her if she's not marked. I'm gonna put bird frames in there instead of those yellow foundation. Oy vey. Just heavy with bees. Of course the camera battery went dead. And so I just put the queen excluder and the 2 honey boxes on top. There's a few honey frames in there. And wow, look at the beard here. Hopefully the queen is in there. I have no idea where she is. I shook every frame into the box, so I hope she's in there. See, this box, when I captured the swarm, I'd screwed a queen excluder to the bottom so she'd not be able to get out. So I hope they make their way inside and are happy in there. Even the little hive next door there seems to be inheriting some bees from this operation. Oh well, that's about all the fun for today. Have fun.